despite public outcry and persistent documentation of severe animal welfare violations. This facility, MBR Acres, continues to function under the protection of government silence and apparent impunity. MBR Acres, which is situated in Huntingdon, is a commercial facility that intentionally breeds beagle puppies for the use to poison them and ultimately kill them. Over the past 4 years, a dedicated group known as Camp BEAGLE have gathered substantial video and photographic evidence documenting extensive suffering of these animals. Eyewitness accounts and collected data, the puppies are kept in what can only be described as inhumane conditions. Metal tin sheds with no windows, no ventilation, no access to fresh air, and extreme temperatures exceeding 30 degrees Celsius, all day and all night. They have never seen a blade of grass and are carted around in big carts in loads. The dogs can be heard screaming and crying persistently from morning through the night. Disturbingly, these animals have been observed without access to water, shade, or any form of environmental enrichment during these high heat periods. More alarming, it has been reported that newborn puppies, pregnant mothers and stud dogs are being housed in the same small cages, often left to sit in their own feces without basic hygiene or cleanliness being maintained. This raises serious concerns not only for the physical health of the animal, but also for their psychological welfare and the risk of disease and infection. These conditions are completely incompatible with the standards required under the Animal Welfare Act 2006 and call into question how such a facility is permitted to continue operating under the authority of the Home Office. It has also been recorded that workers at the site routinely leave the premises around 11 AM and do not return until 7 AM the following day, suggesting that the animals are left entirely unsupervised for extended periods. Such neglect doesn't only contradict welfare laws, but would appear to breach professional standards expected of any licensed breeding or research supplier. Camp BEAGLE is a peaceful protest group, comprising of animal welfare advocates, scientists, and members of the public. They have a large and growing national and international following. Their mission is grounded in compassion, non-violence, and lawful action, but the response they have encountered from both the employees of MBR Acres and local law enforcement has been troubling. Protesters have been mocked and taunted by staff, and the police appear more inclined to protect the investments of facilities than to investigate the serious allegations being raised or the health of the animals. It is deeply disheartening that while compassionate citizens are standing up for the voiceless animals, the British government remains indifferent. There is a growing perception that those who own or operate MBR Acres are able to buy silence and influence, both from enforcement bodies and, regrettably, from our elected representatives. Many are now writing to their MPs appalled that such suffering is allowed in a country that once prided itself on animal welfare. The refusal to hold MBR Acres accountable despite mounting public pressure and clear evidence of cruelty and neglect speaks to a broader moral failing within the system that should protect the vulnerable. Britain is increasingly being seen not as a beacon of compassion, but as a nation that enables cruelty in the name of profit. The unnecessary suffering and killing of animals, especially under the guise of science without transparency, is not just outdated, it is unforgivable. We at Camp BEAGLE urge the Home Office to launch an immediate and independent investigation into MBR Acres, to audit their compliance with all animal welfare regulations, and to take meaningful steps towards closing facilities that breach the trust of the British public and the rights of the sentient animals. You can also help Camp BEAGLE by signing the petition, writing to your MP, writing to the Home Office, and sharing the videos to make others aware of the horror that Britain is allowing.
Stand with beagle lovers and rescuers. Be the voice for the voiceless at the gates of Marshall Bioresources.
Hi everybody, we're just showing you the temperatures of the sheds that we got with this heat gadget. Laser gadget, and so we've just logged it, and the window, well, it's not a window, is it, but it is glass, but just open, is 33.0. The vent is 33.7, and the building itself, which is metal, is 33.4. So when I get over to the road, I'm going to get my thermometer out and do what it's like in the sun and also what it's like in the shade. So we'll monitor it and we're logging it all down. So all the workers went out about 10 minutes ago, leave it about 5 cars, and they've all left early. Some came in early because obviously they're finding this too hot for them, so of course selfishly they have to go home and don't give a about the dogs. So they're quiet at the moment, the dogs, because they're probably exhausted in this heat. We still believe that there's maybe a few fans in there, but there's certainly no aircon and no other way of cooling these dogs down. And we all know what it's like having a dog in something like a metal shed or something where there's no ventilation, or maybe minimal ventilation. So yes, it's sad to see them so quiet, but I'm sure they'll be noisy again when somebody is meant to come back later and walk through the sheds and tick the box that they've done that and walk back. Hopefully there haven't been any deaths, but we do believe they do die. A lot of them die in this heat, and nobody's doing anything about it. RSPCA, the police, and we're trying to get onto the Home Office about it as well. That's all we can do. So other than that, we'll just update you on more later.
We're coming back, we won't stand down. Hearts on fire, feet on the ground. For every cage, for every cry, we're marching loud beneath the sky. We are their voice, we break the chains. For 23,000 lost in pain. Beagle lovers, strong and true. We won't stop till they break through. No more silence.